color code this thing. I'm going to put y equals 2x in one color. Don't have to, but it makes it nice. X plus y equals 12. This thing is set up very nicely for substitution. We're going to put this instead of y and solve it. Go ahead. Substitution is another word for replacement. We're going to replace this y with this 2x. I like to write it with a parenthesis, so I have x plus y equals 12. And I put the 2x in instead of y. People get confused about that and want to put it in addition to. Well, you have to simplify this. What is x plus 2x? 3x is equal to 12. Divide by 3 on both sides. Solve it. We get 1x is equal to 4. And you're not quite done because you need to substitute the 4 into your other equations. You can put it here or here. In either case, you're going to get y equals 8, and you're going to be done. Substitute it in to whichever, it doesn't matter. Kind of like this one. Notice we did quite a bit of substitution here. We not only substituted the expression in for the variable, we also substituted the value in for the variable to find the value of the other one. And you get your solution for A. Should be doing checks on these. Now number 6 is a little bit of a problem child. If we want to use substitution method, we've got a little trouble. We've got x minus y equals 2. And 4x minus 3y equals 11. If I want to substitute, I'm going to have to solve for one variable or the other. I can solve for y, or I can solve for x. It doesn't matter which one you solve for. Your first step for substitution is to make sure that one of your variables is in terms of the other. So we need to solve for x or y. That's your first step for substitution. Notice in this one it was already solved for. So I could just substitute it directly in. This one is not that case, so I have to solve for either x or y. It is easiest in this one to solve for x, because all I have to do is add y to both sides. See that? So I'm going to do that way. I'm going to take x minus y equal to 2, and I'm going to solve it for x. I'm going to get x by itself. I just add y to both sides. And I get an equation for x. X is equal to y plus 2 or 2 plus y, doesn't matter. I like y plus 2. And I am going to substitute it into the other equation. Don't put this one back in the original equation because you'll just get 0 equals 0 or 2 equals 2. So I'm going to substitute this expression into this equation. So I'm going to put the y plus 2 instead of the x. Go ahead. This says 4x minus 3y equals 11. That's what it says right there. I'm going to put the y plus 2 into that equation. Simplify and solve it. You should have distributed your 4 to both parts. You end up with 4y plus 8 minus 3y is equal to 11. Now I want to point something out at this point. Very important. A very common mistake is for students to want to add 3y to here and add 3y to here. Let me show you something. This is not the same as this. These are very different equations. This says 4y plus 8 minus 3y on one side is equal to 11. This says that I have variables on both sides. In this problem, I would add 3y to both sides, because that would give me a 0 over here, and I would have 7y plus 8. That is not the case in this one. This says 4y plus 8 plus negative 3y is equal to 11. These are on the same side. This is just y. Plus 8 equals 11. I add these together. Be careful of that. So what's y?
3.
You add a negative 8 to both sides, which is 3. Since y is equal to 3, I can find my x value. Now here's the cool thing. You can put the 3 here. You can put the 3 here. You can even put the 3 here. I'd say this is the easiest one. X equals y plus 2. So what's x?
5.
X is equal to 3 plus 2 is 5. And we get a solution, 5, 3. Now you need to put that back on your original equation, number 6. So go back to number 6. In your original problem, it says x minus y equals 2. 4x minus 3y equals 11. And I'm going to substitute in what for x and y? 5, 3. Make sure you don't put 3, 5, just because you solved them in that order. It's 5, 3, because it has to be x and then y. So I'm going to test it. This only takes a second. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. 20 minus 9 is equal to 11, and I'm done. Literally 5 seconds, and you know if you're right.